Machamegate, the starting point. The air crackled with a palpable mix of excitement and trepidation. You could feel the energy, a blend of anticipation and underlying fear, hanging heavy in the humid Tanzanian air. It was a potent cocktail, intoxicating and unnerving all at once. I felt it in the nervous chatter rippling through the assembled groups, a low hum of shared anxiety and whispered hopes. Everyone was sizing up the challenge, both external and internal. The focused guides, their faces etched with experience, moved with a quiet confidence, a stark contrast to the buzzing energy of the hikers. They were the seasoned veterans, the calm in the storm. And then there was my own pounding heart, a frantic drumbeat against the silence of my resolve. Each thud was a reminder of the immense undertaking ahead. This wasn't just a trek, it wasn't a casual stroll in the park. It was a pilgrimage, a journey of self-discovery disguised as a climb, a chance to challenge not just Mount Kilimanjaro, but also the limits I had placed on myself. The summit hid coyly behind a veil of clouds, a constant reminder of the elusive goal that lay so far above. It was reminding us that this journey, this monumental task, would be conquered one step at a time, one breath at a time. My pack felt incredibly heavy, the weight digging into my shoulders. It was loaded not just with gear and supplies, but with the weight of expectation, the hopes and dreams I had carried to this point. Could I actually do this? Did I possess the mental fortitude, the unwavering determination required to reach the top? These nagging questions haunted me, swirling around in my mind like a persistent fog. I closed my eyes and took a deep, deliberate breath, letting the rich, earthy scent of the Tanzanian forest fill my lungs, grounding me in the present moment. All around me, people from every corner of the globe were gathering, a diverse tapestry of nationalities and backgrounds. Yet, despite our differences, we were all united by a single shared goal: to conquer Kilimanjaro. We exchanged names, offered nervous smiles, and shared brief snippets of our lives, slowly forming the beginnings of a team, a collective of individuals bound together by a common purpose. Our guide's calm, knowing eyes reflected the mountain's ancient, steady presence, instilling a sense of reassurance. I made a conscious decision to place my trust in him, in my newly formed team, and most importantly, in my own inner resolve. The underlying fear still hummed beneath the surface, a constant companion. But the excitement, the thrill of the unknown, was steadily gaining ground, winning the battle for my attention. It was time to move, to put one foot in front of the other, time to answer the call of the mountain, to embrace the challenge that lay ahead. The adventure had officially begun. The majestic mountain was patiently waiting, silently challenging us to prove our worth. Let's go. It was time to climb. Mount Kilimanjaro. The name itself evokes a sense of adventure, a challenge, a dream. More than just a mountain, it's a symbol of perseverance, of natural beauty, and the indomitable human spirit. It stands as a beacon, drawing people from all corners of the globe. Rising to a staggering 19,341 feet, it's not just tall, it's the undisputed highest point in all of Africa. A giant, a titan, dominating the landscape. It's a beacon, a shining light for adventurers, a siren song for those who seek to test their limits. It whispers promises of breathtaking views and unforgettable experiences. Its scale is truly humbling, a feeling that washes over you, only truly felt when you stand at its base, craning your neck to take in its majestic presence. You feel small, insignificant, yet strangely empowered. Kilimanjaro is unique, a geological marvel, a freestanding volcanic massif that defies expectations. Unlike many other towering peaks, you can actually walk to the very top. No ropes, no ice axes, no specialized technical skills are needed. Just your own 2 feet and a whole lot of determination. But don't be fooled, lulled into a false sense of security. The real challenge, the silent adversary, is the altitude. The higher you climb, the thinner the air becomes and the harder your body has to work. The thin air tests your resolve in ways you can't even begin to imagine. It pushes you to your physical and mental limits, forcing you to dig deep within yourself to find the strength to continue. Thousands attempt the climb each year, drawn by the allure of the summit and the promise of personal triumph. But not all succeed. Many are forced to turn back, defeated by the mountain's unforgiving conditions. The mountain demands respect, unwavering grit, and incredible endurance. It's a test of will, a battle against yourself and the elements. You journey through lush, vibrant rainforest, teeming with life, then into the open, expansive heath, ascending further into the stark beauty of the moorland, before finally reaching the desolate, otherworldly alpine desert, and ultimately, the frigid, unforgiving Arctic ice of the summit. It's an incredible transformation, like walking from the equator to the North Pole in a matter of days. A journey through almost every climate zone on Earth. Your body must constantly adapt, adjusting to the ever-changing environments and conditions. Layering up, stripping down, constantly seeking the perfect balance, and battling the ever-decreasing levels of oxygen. Each breath becomes a conscious effort, a reminder of the altitude's relentless grip. Standing at the start, gazing up at the towering peak, I felt an immense sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the chance, the privilege to take on this legendary peak, to challenge myself against its formidable slopes. The path ahead was uncertain, shrouded in mist and mystery. But despite the unknown challenges, my spirit soared, filled with anticipation and excitement. The roof of Africa was calling, and I was ready to answer. The first day plunged us into the rainforest. The modern world vanished behind a wall of green and the air grew thick with life. Sunlight filtered through the canopy, illuminating the forest floor in shifting patterns. Blue monkeys chattered overhead, and exotic birds called from the shadows. The muddy path wound upward, our guides repeating, "Pole, pole," slowly, slowly. We learned to walk at a pace that allowed us to acclimatize and observe. Black and white colobus monkeys swung through the trees, and vibrant flowers lined the trail. The rainforest was a sensory overload, a gentle introduction to the mountain's challenges. As evening fell at Makame Camp, the air cooled and routines formed. Sipping hot tea, I felt a deep satisfaction. We'd completed the first leg. The mountain had let us in. The real challenges waited higher up. Day 2, we left the rainforest for the heath and moorland. The sky opened up, and giant heather replaced the dense trees. The path grew steeper, the sun harsher, and the air thinner. We looked back at the green sea below, and up at Kilimanjaro's jagged peaks. Alien-like plants, giant groundsels, stood as sentinels along the trail. The mountain's scale was humbling. We were tiny guests in a land of giants. My legs ached, my breath shortened, but our group's camaraderie grew. We shared snacks, encouragement, and helped each other up. The shared struggle forged us into a team. We moved together, facing the mountain as one. Days 3 and 4 took us into the alpine desert, a stark, haunting landscape. Vegetation vanished, replaced by sand, scree, and rock. The sun was relentless by day, the cold biting at night. Altitude made every step and breath a conscious effort. We passed the lava tower, climbing high to acclimatize, then descended to Barranco Valley. The climb high, sleep low strategy was crucial. Fatigue and headaches set in. The mental battle began. The Barranco wall loomed a near-vertical scramble that demanded focus. Reaching the top, breathless and exhilarated, boosted our confidence. Camping in the alpine desert was surreal silence broken only by wind and the Milky Way blazing overhead. In this high, lonely place, ego vanished. Only endurance and wonder remained. The mountain was teaching humility one step at a time. The day before the summit was about conserving energy and preparing mentally. We trekked to Barafu Camp, a desolate ridge at over 15,000 feet. The atmosphere was tense. We were in the death zone where the body can't acclimatize. Guides briefed us on the cold, darkness, and the challenge ahead. Sleep was elusive as my mind replayed the journey and anticipated the struggle. This was the moment to find my why. For me, it was about proving I could face adversity and not quit. I thought of my family, the privilege of being here, and the promise to always choose the harder path. As the wind howled outside, determination settled in. The summit was waiting in the darkness. The air was crisp, the stars were brilliant, and a profound silence enveloped us. We began our final ascent at midnight, a small band of adventurers united by a shared dream. The darkness held a certain mystique, a challenge that both excited and intimidated us. Our headlamps became our guiding stars, headlamps piercing the freezing blackness, creating small pools of light in the vast expanse of the mountain. Each beam danced and swayed, illuminating the path just ahead, a path that seemed to stretch endlessly into the inky abyss. The cold seeped into our bones, a relentless chill that no amount of layering seemed to combat, as we shuffled up the steep slope. The rocky terrain crunched beneath our boots, each step a testament to our determination. The air grew thinner with every meter gained, making each breath a conscious effort. This was the zombie march, a slow, deliberate, and agonizing trudge towards the summit. Our bodies moved on autopilot, driven by a force beyond physical strength. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, a true test of physical and mental endurance. Every muscle screamed in protest. Every cell in my body begged for rest, but the desire to reach the top kept me going. At over 17,000 feet, the air was so thin it felt like breathing through a straw. Every step was a monumental effort, a victory against gravity and exhaustion. Each footfall had to be carefully placed, each movement deliberate and controlled. My lungs burned with each labored breath, a fiery ache that spread through my chest. Legs ached with a deep, bone-weary fatigue, and nausea crept in, a queasy feeling that threatened to overwhelm me. The altitude was taking its toll, pushing my body to its absolute limit. The guide's quiet encouragement, "Pole, pole," kept us moving, a steady rhythm that helped us maintain our pace. Their calm reassurance was a lifeline in the face of overwhelming fatigue. In the darkness, the world shrank to the circle of light ahead, a tunnel vision focused solely on the next step. The vastness of the mountain faded away, replaced by the immediate challenge of the path before us. Doubt screamed at me to stop, to give in to the exhaustion and turn back. The voice was loud and insistent, preying on my weakness and fatigue. But I focused on small goals, the next rock, a nearby landmark, anything to break the climb into manageable chunks. 10 more minutes, just 10 more minutes, I told myself, clinging to the promise of a short break. I drew strength from the silent figures around me. We were all in this together, sharing the same struggle, the same dream. The shared hardship created a bond, a silent understanding that transcended words. After an eternity of darkness and struggle, the first hint of dawn appeared on the horizon, a faint glimmer of hope in the inky sky. Orange and pink pushed back the night, painting the sky with vibrant hues, a breathtaking spectacle that rejuvenated our weary souls. The sunrise was electrifying, filling us with renewed hope and energy, a surge of adrenaline that banished the fatigue, at least for a little while. The summit was close, tantalizingly within reach, a beacon of achievement that spurred us onward. It was no longer an abstract dream but a real, tangible goal, a place we could almost touch. With the light, I saw how far we'd come, the incredible distance we had traversed in the darkness. We were above the clouds, on top of the world, a breathtaking panorama that stretched as far as the eye could see. The hardest part was over, the most grueling hours behind us. The prize was just ahead, the culmination of our efforts, the reward for our perseverance. We pressed on, driven by the promise of sunrise and the allure of the summit, our steps lighter, our spirits soaring. The roof of Africa awaited, the ultimate destination, the pinnacle of our adventure. The final push from Stella Point to Uhuru Peak was surreal. The sun rose, casting gold across the glaciers and clouds below. We walked the narrow crater rim, exhaustion mixed with awe. Reaching the summit sign was pure triumph. Tears froze on my cheeks as I touched the weathered wood. All the pain and doubt melted away, replaced by pride and gratitude. We stood on the roof of Africa, breathless and transformed. The view, Earth's curve, the mountain's shadow, glowing glaciers, was unforgettable. We spent only minutes at the top, but the real transformation happened on the way up. The summit was the goal, but the journey changed us. Standing there wasn't an ending, it was a new beginning. The descent is often overlooked, but it's just as challenging. Exhausted, we stumbled down loose scree, but with every step the air thickened and life returned. The mountain teaches patience, resilience, humility, and the power of a single step. When the goal seems far, focus on the step in front of you. I saw people of all backgrounds dig deep and discover strength they never knew they had. The mountain strips you bare, revealing your true self. The pride at the summit was for everyone who dared to challenge themselves. That shared experience is something I'll carry forever. Find your own Kilimanjaro. It doesn't have to be a mountain. Any challenge that excites and scares you will reveal your true potential. Push beyond your comfort zone. That's where you'll feel most alive. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Now go start your own adventure. You've got this.